Trying to get the skin of your dream for a long time but can't get it in any way? On our website you have a unique opportunity to get your favorite knife. Users on our site can hand out skins themselves, and participants need to fulfill some simple conditions. For example, watch a video or buy a case on our website. After that, you automatically become a member of the distribution. Go to the user giveaways tab and do what you like. Hellcase.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try SkinPlace. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom! Instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. SkinPlace.
Well, welcome back after that decent break. We just saw NIP, the Young Ninjas. They go 2-0. Your first team to be within touching distance of the playoffs. And now let's see if another Swedish organization can join them. Eyeballers versus CYBERSHOKE is our next game on the board.
Thank you for bringing us in, Freddy. Mine was Atcher here on the mic as well. We saw the first best of 3 end off in a 2-0 out there for Young Ninjas versus Permita. And now we're taking a look on down to CYBERSHOKE versus Eyeballers indeed. And I'd say let's just jump the gun. Let's get straight into it, right? You get to see the matches out here for the day. After this best of 3, it's going to be Space versus Endpoint, which I honestly am looking forward to. Neither team have been playing really that well or up to their ceiling right now, but I think they can go head-to-head and give us a 3-mapper. Aurora Youngblood and Illuminar as well should be an interesting one. Illuminar definitely have the position to try to upset there, as the Aurora Youngblood squad has been looking good, especially making playoffs. But for now, let's just try to focus straight on to the game. Let's take a look on down to CYBERSHOKE, see what they've got to show us, as Phenomen, Cynic, Slavicus, Notineki, and Levantino are, oh, there we go, are going to be giving us quite the game to start. They already had some decent performances up against teams like Parivision and up against teams, let's say, like Monty Gen, which they managed to be 2-1 in this very series to get to the 1-0 side of things. But Freddy, how do you feel about them?
I really like them. I didn't have my bingo card coming, or even into this year, into the second part of the season, that CYBERSHOKE were going to be performing at this level, because they obviously used to have a pretty decent roster. They would have had a more seasoned team at the end of last year, and they got invited to the events such as Pari Plus LAN, or the LANs in Serbia. So they were kind of on the outskirts of the main CIS teams, and I think now with this newer roster, very new with some regards, with Levantino being brought in after the player break, not even playing some of the first games after player break. He literally came in as it started. His first ever official on HLTV was against Fnatic in Res Regionals, so it's quite a definitely got thrown into the fire there. But this is a roster that have been playing really well. Recency against Eyeballers as well heavily favor them. Phenomen on the AWP is just insane. He is just so good. I definitely have very high hopes for him, and specifically in the 2 games that they've played against Eyeballers, which are both 2-0s in the last 25 days, he has been at the top of the scoreboard for both of them, and I'm definitely anticipating another performance of that caliber out of him.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the performance of Stinix as well. He's usually a player that can be right next up to Fenomen in the kill feed, so definitely looking forward for that. But until we get there, let's take a look on down to the other side of the river to Eyeballers. We were eyeing them up. We were seeing that they were kind of starting to up the pace a little bit with their sort of play. We got JW, as everybody knows him, Poi, Pebzor, Heap, and Golden jumping into the scene right now for the Swedes. And recent results would make you think, well, recent results will make you think they're in a great form right now. They've managed to win 2-1s up against Your Tenacity and Project G and even Illuminar. One big name could even be 9 if you really wanted to call them. But before that 9 win, they had a pretty big losing streak that, last week, right? They lost like 6 in a row. And one of those was against CYBERSHOKE as well. And then we look a couple of weeks back more, and we see that they lost against CYBERSHOKE again. They couldn't pull through against Your Tenacity. So it's really touch and go out here for Eyeballers, but recent results do show us that they're looking good. However, CYBERSHOKE right now have got a clean record against them. In the 3 best of 3s they've played against them, it's just been 2-0s. And, I mean, history just tends right now to tell us that it's going to turn out the same right here.
I mean, I wouldn't say they're in great form after winning 2 best of 3s yesterday, and one on Monday, but like, or on Tuesday, but like, they're definitely like actually doing well this week.
Yeah.
This is a team that I just don't understand how they're just always losing. Like this, like I don't understand how Eyeballers for the last 2 years of them returning to Counter-Strike, how they upgrade their roster with Pepsor, with Heap. Like you've got 2 of, at one point in time, the hottest prospects coming out of Sweden, and you still are on this like weird downward trajectory. Poi for me is still a little bit of an unknown entity. I've only watched him once. I thought he was alright, but nothing too special. Golden for me, that was a peculiar one. I feel like he has like Golden like even went to coaching for a little bit, right? He retired from playing competitively and then came back, and it's like I just don't know if he's in his golden years anymore, and I don't know if Eyeballers need someone like Golden potentially to bring that experience with a player like Poi, even Pepsor and Heap. You know, they're still relatively new, even though Pepsor's won an international LAN and Heap played on Dignitas with some of the bigger names in Sweden. Maybe they need the second vocal experienced player of Golden alongside JW, but JW is also a little bit of a worry in this series because in the last times, and really always I watch Eyeballers, you definitely have an issue with JW's performance on the AWP, and against Fenomen, he has been outclassed previously. So if we go into this series and that still maintains to be the case, then I'm really worried to see what's going to happen for Eyeballers.
I don't know, I feel like the name values out here for Eyeballers is so big, and you think, okay, you've got Golden, you got JW, for like nostalgia's sake, right? Their past performances were amazing, especially out here for the big names like JW, Pebzor, and Golden. But Pebzor, Heap as well, you were mentioning, they were coming into this one as very hot prospects. And I feel like if they were in different teams all apart from each other, they would have exponentially done better than right now in this team together. I don't know. That's just how I'm getting the feel for how they've been playing so far. I'm not going to lie, though. I haven't seen them play in quite a while. Definitely haven't seen them after the player break personally. So it's interesting to me to see them lose not 3 best of 3s, but actually, yeah, it's 3 best of 3s up against CYBERSHOKE as well. So I don't really know what to expect of this. I'm going to be jumping into it blind. I'm going to be fully trusting your calls out here for Eyeballers. But let's see the calls for the veto as well until we get to speak a little bit more on that. Because you never know how the battlefield can turn the tide.
Yeah, I'm really interested on the vetoes to see if we're going to see somewhat the same. In both times that these opponents pit up against each other, Eyeballers have picked Mirage, kind of their go-to, kind of their home ground. They beat Zero Tenacity on it yesterday. That's the interesting one. Inferno being picked, throwing a bit of a curveball. CyberShoke Anubis is not only one of their best maps, but also a map they've picked into Eyeballers. They kind of alternated between Ancient or Anubis as their first pick, and they beat Eyeballers quite dominantly on both of them. Mirage Decider, you'd think plays into the hands of Eyeballers because it's normally their map pick, but I think with the past results, it's like, okay, well, CyberShoke are more than happy to meet them on that battlefield. Inferno is definitely the one that, like, that is interesting for me. That is definitely the map that I was not massively expecting to be played out. And I guess Eyeballers, like, when you have this 7-map veto, you can play around with it a little bit more.
I think this is going to be giving us a very individualistic game, even though you're seeing Anubis and Inferno, which...
Okay.
I mean, yes, we do know Eyeballers can communicate really well. We do know that CyberShoke love to play aggressive together. But I think it is going to be turning into that individual game because right now you are going to be taking a look on down to two teams who can be really good individually, especially Phenomen, especially Heap and Pebzor if they have their days. But if they don't pull through, at least for Eyeballers' side, if they don't pull through with the individuals, I'm not seeing them make it through this. At least not in the third map.
Yeah, okay. Well, on that note, we have some technical issues. So we have the veto, we have our teams, we've discussed the schedule. Unfortunately, we're not going to be going into Anubis just yet. We're not going to be going to CyberShoke's map pick. We have to take a little recess. And when we come back, hopefully after a short break, we will have map 1. You're actually not going to believe it. The game is live. CYBERSHOKE versus Eyeballers. What day is it? What year is it? What tournament is it? Series 8, main Swiss, 1-0. CYBERSHOKE, their map pick. Can they win this now 3 times? No, it'll only be twice in a row. Twice in a row versus Eyeballers. On this map specifically.
Can they wake me up? That's the question. I was really about to fall asleep here in this 50-minute bracket that we had, but yeah, issues hopefully not to be had anymore. We are jumping into the pistol round here with Heap really being excited to finally get in the game here. Already opens things up with 1 kill and the second. Pepzor continues and the B-bomb site completely opened. It's going to be a 2v4 on the retake, and Eyeballers already start off the game with a pretty fast round, thankfully.
Just checking. Yeah, so Flusher is playing instead of Poi.
Yes.
So standing in. So Flusher is back. He obviously has retired from competitive Counter-Strike last year. He got replaced by Heap, so he used to play on this roster, and he started. So if people don't know what Eyeballers is, it used to be a... Oh, pardon me. So Eyeballers used to be like a fairly big organization in like 1.6, and then in 2022 it got restarted as, I think, like more of a players organization. So JW and Flusher, I think it was them restarting it, and obviously Flusher retires, so unfortunate, but it was really cool to see Eyeballers in. Yeah, so founders, JW and Flusher, yeah, so they brought this back.
Yeah.
It used to be like a really notable name back like 15 years ago in Swedish Counter-Strike. So for the first time in over a year, we're going to have Flusher and JW back on the server for Eyeballers.
Yeah, it's a big stand-in. We're happy to see it. Now let's see it in play as well, because it started off with a bang. Already Pepzor and Heap managed to bring in the heat. And, well, we're going back to the B-bomb site, hey, right? So, there you go. Lovik is going to fall down to half HP. The Molotov is really burning him away. He had so much time to run, too. Just decided to stay in the fire, and now it's going to be Mach 10 opening things up for Flusher with his first frag into this one. And another really quick B take out here for Eyeballers that is going to culminate in another round win. Okay. Very, very interesting.
A force buy for the CYBERSHOKE side, unsuccessful. So, right now, Eyeballers are looking pretty flawless, and Flusher is out-fragging JW. Run it
Oh
up.
my goodness.
Close it off. Stop it now.
Stop the timer. Come on. Game over. Flush is back. Either way, oh no, it is really nice to see his cameo here. But I do wonder, from what I knew of the problems that we had and why we had to wait this whole time, was because everyone was having problems, right? So I'm surprised that only Poi decided to just not play anymore. And
Well, I
get
don't think
frustrated.
he decided to not play.
Yeah, well, yes.
I
Bad
don't
choice of
think it
words
was
there.
his choice.
I don't think it was his choice either.
Yeah,
But-
like I don't think he had much of a choice in the matter. I would assume Akros did something, because we've had it in the past where stands have had to be brought in, not because they don't want to, but because they can't. However, Notaneki, Spirit Academy graduate, there with the save for mass from the previous force buy. Good first kill, reboost up, but can't find anything more. Heap now taking this space very aggressively. Will push them off the bomb site, but look at Levantino, fast on the flank, sees the gun being thrown out, Flusher dropped, and now Eyeballers, really good control taken towards Palace, but what's Golden doing? Oh, he was waiting for a flashbang maybe, but
Yes.
he gives up his life, and now JW and Heap not even playing remotely together. Levantino, what a spam through the smoke. Heap, who made and created that space to get the bomb down, identified. Bomb being defused. They just need to give him coverage, and it's not planted for him. Now he makes his move, and Levantino, what a retake coming from the back lines through B main. He obliterates everybody.
Beautiful flank coming through from the German player out here for CYBERSHOKE, and the newest addition as well. So definitely making his way in gold right now, as CYBERSHOKE are going to be putting themselves up on the board early against Eyeballers 2-1. And it was honestly looking like Eyeballers were about to take it again onto that B-bomb side. They just flash their way in, they get in there, flush it with the MAC-10, very, very aggressive, opens things up, and they say, okay, we've got it for the third time in a row, this is gonna work. No, even though you checked behind, you were waiting for that pop flash to come golden, it was not that opportunity. So, CYBERSHOKE managed to start things off here, and they'll be going on further with these rifles to try to continue their streak and push the economy down here for Eyeballers. As Flush is the only one with a good bit of cash behind him. Stinix will be forced back by the Molotov. He already took good position to take care of that possibility, and JW opens up the round here with a kill down on camera. So, middle's being pressured. CYBERSHOKE is sending someone in to deal with him, as Lavicus will be able to take down the seasoned veteran. Oh,
Well, if the seasoned veteran can't get it done, then maybe we bring in one of the Alonso brothers. Heap comes forward, gets the trade, 4 versus 3, Eyeballers, keeping JW in mid to lurk. Unfortunately, he's not going to find everything because everybody's already rotated here for CYBERSHOKE. 40 seconds, but explosivity onto the bomb site, and Notaneki can't do anything about it.
no, he cannot, so it is going to be a... Oh, apparently it's not going to be a safe call. No, Taneki is still going to try. He finds himself on a nice little nades to find the frag, and now checks behind as well. Imagine if he takes down JW here and actually tries the 2v1. Would be insane, but JW doesn't push down towards CT, has no reason to. They need to save away to those AKs. Really important. And again, the fact that Flusha in this round goes in for the MAC-10 is going to be securing Eyeballers the next buy in a quite decent way as well. It all depends here on if JW dies or not. They'll still have a buy, but they would love to keep 3 guns alive here. Oh, and he is going to fall. Unfortunate, but not the end of the world. What's important right now for CYBERSHOKE is that Notaneki holds onto that AK. And that's how the round is gonna blow over. 3-1.
Terrorists win.
Considering that CYBERSHOKE actually had the read, and they had basically 3 players on the bomb site, Notaneki wasn't quite close enough. He did rotate a little bit later. But really good entries from Eyeballers, and that's the type of things you anticipate from Pepstar and Heap. Like, those are the 2 players that should be opening these bomb sites with some conviction, and I think that's what I've been missing when I've been watching Eyeballers recently. But yesterday against Zero Tenacity, when they beat them in the ESL Challenger League Season 48, like, that was really good Counter-Strike, and that was the... and this week I've seen them playing CS that I've been vying and wanting to see for ages. And also with Fenneman starting maybe a little bit slower, it gives grounds to have Eyeballers some pace. But AWP is out. Fenneman, I want to see him explode on this server.
Let's see him. He's got his opportunity now, and he's gonna start things off really nicely. JW out of the 5, Pepsor 2 on the other side of the map. Bomb not seen just yet, but already 2 players taken down from the Eyeballer side is not going to be starting things off in the greatest of steps here for the Swedes. And all of these ex-Fnatic members are going to have to bundle up together to attempt this round, if they will attempt it, that is. They do have a little bit of residual cash in the bank for the next round. At least a couple of them do. Golden making noise towards B here. But it should only be a 1-minute save to be called out here by the Swedes.
That was a pretty good start. Both Stinix and Fenneman getting their first frags on the board. CYBERSHOKE, the one issue I do see in this 3 versus 5 is the fact that there's no mid control, and if Notaneki gets quickly entried in middle, ooh, could be scary. He does have utility though, and blocks off perfectly towards camera. Now, Flusher forced to walk through it. Grenade will give them some extra vision, but Phenomon, alongside the Rifler, do not miss a beat. Heap will get some consolation frags and actually almost gets a second. But, as I said, consolation and Bomb will not be able to put down, but just to make sure, Levantino plucks him out the sky. AWP gets retrieved. CYBERSHOKE, a really clean first gun round, built off calculated aggression towards B and an opening kill from the AWPer in middle.
I have a sneaking suspicion that aggression is not going to stop at all from CYBERSHOKE. They're going to be seeing if it works or not. It has worked once. They're going to be trying it again. However, this time they should know it's an eco inbound. So maybe the AWP is going to hang back a little bit, as eyeballers are going to be, of course, checking their way through mid. Pretty standard round to start things off. Nade almost to the face of Flusha. He backs away, waits for his turn. And just, ooh, cool, calm, and collected. I was about to say out here for eyeballers, but instead Pepsor goes in, peeks, and finds himself off onto a very nice headshot of the Deagle. But did have to cross, and Lovicus will open up long there for the CT side. So this is going to be 3-3 out here, Freddy. A nice start from following up the pistol for eyeballers. Then CYBERSHOKE bring it back. JW finding yet another headshot. If he finds one more, this round actually is going to be a great eco. Makes it expensive. AK picked up. JW getting close, but no cigar. So yeah, as I was saying, equalization round coming through out here for CYBERSHOKE, 3-3. And momentum currently is in the CT side camp for Anubis.
Economy as well. No AWP yet to be picked out from the T side. No, not another technical pause.
No, please.
Oh dear.
Please. Getting PTSD here.
CYBERSHOKE has called a techie, a CCT techie wecky, and
apparently it's a sound problem, so should get
sound
fixed
problem.
quite quickly.
It happens, and yeah, we'll have a quick RR, but realistically, eyeballers have had some really good entries onto the bomb site, but when we've got onto the gun rounds, that's when CYBERSHOKE is won out the defaults. So now, even though we have Peps on a Deagle and maybe some Heap on low utility or a Galil, I would like to see, like, the default is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, but I did mention the fact that I was looking towards the individuals coming into this Anubis. I'm liking what Heap is giving me. Flesh is also very aggressive. He wants to open up a lot of space for the for his other teammates. But you have to remember, Notaneki right now 5-0, hasn't died once. Is having a good start out here to the Anubis.
They lost 3 rounds and he hasn't died.
Yeah.
Didn't eyeballers win the pistol round?
Yes, they did. Good question, actually.
How?
Well, the bomb
Yeah,
has exploded all
eyeballers
times, so...
How has he lost the pistol? Because I remember they saved second round. And then on the third round, it was when Levantino got a 4K. And then the fourth round was the fourth round was when it was a 3 versus 5, 2 good openings in middle, and one on B from Heap. So yeah, it was 1 mid, 1 B, and then there was 3 B, Notaneki that was rotating from A, and then ended up saving, and then they won. So 2 in a row. Yeah. So I guess fair enough, but it's actually impressive to lose 3 rounds and not have died.
Yeah, on pistol as well, he was the only one kind of anchoring away to that A side. He was late on the rotate, and he was the last man standing, I believe, so that's why the bomb was planted, not enough time, he just didn't go for it. Interesting. Well, Levantino took full advantage of the tech pause, seeing that there's still that sound issue, so he did go for a quick reset of his Counter-Strike, it looks like. Back in the server now. Everyone should be starting to get ready. Match medic. And we should be seeing the game go live shortly. There we go. Pepsor probably going to be forcing up into this one with everyone else. Levantino, of course, does so as well, as to be expected. Stinix on some good cash, Fenomen as well. This round is going to be very, very important for both sides. Whoever wins puts the other team in a bit of an economical bind. Not too much for CYBERSHOKE, though. And Eyeballers, well, they're working with a full util Pepzort. Only a Deagle, though.
Already directed themselves towards a bomb site. Eyeballers. They should be able to abuse the fact that middle has been left pretty much open by CYBERSHOKE every single round, apart from when the York peeked in early, and then still they did leave it afterwards. But I like this setup. This is a good setup towards A to counter out the fact that you have no mid control. Flush up, can't get through the second. They win out on those trades, CYBERSHOKE, and in the meantime, there's also aggression from B, which will leave JW in a 1 versus 3. CYBERSHOKE, lovely map control. They realize that Eyeballers are setting up, poising for this kind of mid to A, and counteract it perfectly.
And no Tineki did bleed for once. He is mortal. 6-1 though. 4-3, and another Techie Weki apparently here. Another Technopause. I stole that from you, I'm sorry. But we don't know why this one was called.
I think someone cursed me.
Only you, mate. I think we're all getting cursed these days.
No, I think like it's a me thing. Like,
It's a problem. It's a you thing. Okay.
I don't know what I've been doing wrong to deserve this, but this seems to be a fairly common occurrence for me. So
But hey, we're going into the next round at least. We're not gonna stay 10
at
minutes on
least,
single
yeah,
set.
at least it's not be too long, so we can get straight into the game again. If you guys don't remember what just happened, CYBERSHOKE and neither Eyeball another gun round, and I think this is setting the precedence for the rest of the series. Info is going to be really interesting. I think that is definitely I don't want to say a bit of a gamble pick from Eyeballers to go away from Mirage, but right now, even though it's up against a pretty low buy, I really like how Fenomen is starting in different positions, getting aggressive early on. As an AWPer on the CT side, you dictate the pace. T-side AWPing is actually pretty difficult because you end up coming to a lot of these angles a little bit later. So especially when you've got Fenomen on the server, like we know how good he is, we know how decisive he can be with this weapon. So seeing that he already is, it does two things. It makes Eyeballers terrified, but for CYBERSHOKE, it allows them to basically go for this like more aggressive playstyle. That's what has been working out, taking map control and just winning out these few rounds in a row consecutively. I think it's 4 very cleanly.
And Eyeballers consistently will be having that thing in the back of their minds, which is the scope is still alive, Fenomen is still on the server. We can't really peek in alone. We don't have that luxury unless we know which part of the map he's on. So sending out solo players, especially for flanks here, can definitely feel pretty scary for Eyeballers. We've seen Flusha open up a lot of space, try to start up a lot of these executions. However, Eyeballers, besides the initial couple of rounds that we got to see out of them, it does feel like they have slowed down, but it's still very early days out here, only round number 9. That pace could be brought back out here for the T side. But I'm enjoying what I'm seeing from CYBERSHOKE currently. They stayed very calm in their early game, and they managed to put up rounds on the board here with good momentum. And they're not staying still. That's something I definitely appreciate, especially out of a team like CYBERSHOKE. You get to see them change positions, close out angles, try to get a little bit of space, push down in dark right now. It is going to be Stinix trying to play around this utility. Pepzor as well. Didn't want to make any noise to the Incendiary, but still dipped his toes in, and Golden finds a trade back out here on middle. Levantino tried his luck, really. Just wanted to gain some space, didn't really expect for 2 people to be down the middle. Finally, JW is happy with that. But the IGL is still left alive here for Eyeballers. And he's called for an A hit. Let's see if Notineki, alongside Lavicus, are enough to defend.
I'm excited what Pepsor can get done in this round, because he could walk through this camera smoke, but instead, CYBERSHOKE, they're going to play around it. Notineki takes the first contact, then, in conjunction with Lavicus, they are just annihilating. Literally, left, right, good night from both of those A defenders. This whole map has been under lock and key after the early few rounds. CYBERSHOKE on form.
On form, literally everyone. They're playing the macro really well. They're very aware of the entirety of the map. They're kind of realizing what Eyeballers are trying to go after. Even just reading into their initial couple of rounds that they did manage to win, it looks like they are being able to play this default really well. They're not doing anything special. They're just hitting shots. And, well, Notineki right now, 9-1. Lavicus as well, 9-5. These stats are kind of speaking for themselves. And this util is so aggressive coming through from CYBERSHOKE, and yet it still hits almost every single round so far. So, only 3 rounds remaining here, Freddy, of the first half. Didn't start off amazingly for the CT side, however, look at how it is now. Big nade down on Golden as well, trying to push down on middle. He's going by himself. Levantino, of course, is going to find him. Big flash coming in through water, but nobody's going to be capitalizing on that. Could have been at least 1 frag down here for the Tech-9s, well, for the Deagles, actually, but Lavicus comes and cleans up, and Flasha left to just try to find the frag if he can. However, he is being run over right now. Hunted is an understatement, as the whole server's after him. He's only got a Tech-9, boys. Not gonna be saving. Oh, that was some nice bunny hops coming in from Stinix. There you go. Still 6 in a row for CYBERSHOKE.
Imagine they're like, hey Flusher, do you want to come play an official real quick? Like, we're having some issues with getting a player connected on the server. And he's like, ah, yeah, sure, why not? Like, let's run it back for old time's sake with the boys. Gets on, win pistol, Flusher's like 2-1, I think. And he's like, yeah, I'm still holding my own weight. And then we get to this position where you're just like, what do we do? Fenneman, what a peak. What a shot. Just absolutely owned Heap. But in the meantime, though, JW will actually win out this mid-short again, but this time he's not going to force. There's no need for a trade, and it's still maintained in a 4 versus 4. Flasher opens up as well towards... Was it? Where did he get that kill? Was it on connector? Yeah, he gets it in connector on B. So now, rotation's forced over. Fenneman tagged down a little bit. Eyeballs with the man advantage looking to execute onto this site.
Onto this B-bomb side indeed. Pepsor still trying his luck out from that smoke, waiting for it to dissipate. Spotted out by Lavicus though, the information has been gathered, and Flush is still down. So a trade coming through from Pepsor is going to be good awareness of that smoke position. Fenneman still has to hold. He opens up the smoke, doesn't see anyone on pillar, checks in the right side, gets that frag on the IGL. Golden out of the fight, and Fenneman connects on the second. This man is insane right now with the AWP in hand. Pepsor, of course, is going to plan to go down, and this is another round for CYBERSHOKE. 7 in a row here, Freddy. And Fenneman is looking like an entirely different beast. That is...
Even though I thought Eyeballers had the advantage, even though I felt like they probably had the lead there, 4 versus 3, they've done well at getting the opening kills, and this is the second time now we've seen them have a post-plant or a round in that manner towards the B-bomb site where they have the advantage and they falter. Coming into the final round of half, this bomb down will give Eyeballers a buy up at least, so it will give them some salvation, but CYBERSHOKE, they're everywhere, and Fenneman, this AWP, brutal. JW has been getting good success towards middle, but this time will be felled. Fenneman, his AWP, omnipresent. All seeing, and it plucks everyone apart.
It feels like every single round he finds a frag on that AWP, they win it. Right, it's just been late activation until they got to buy the op, and now it's here, and it's ready to kill everyone. Flusha does manage to trade out one. Good spray on the second one as well. Down to long range. Connects on the Dark player. Shuts them out and now opens a path towards that B bomb site. Yet look, Eyeballers, they're still focused on the right side of the map, and this might cost them the round here. CYBERSHOKE getting impatient a little bit. Heap still holds the angle, could deny them the push. Now Tineki trying his luck, and oh, Heap just had the crosshair a bit too high up. Smoke comes through, disguised as a flash. No, Tineki doesn't check above. Flusha. Now just take him down. Look at Levantino though, this position. Pebzer could catch it easily, surely. They don't expect a second.
What's just happening?
Saw his shadow. There it is. Pebzer finds him out of the corner of his eye. But look at the HP. Fenomen is the last man standing. He doesn't care about HP, but he cares about hitting those shots, man. It's Fenomen again. 3K in a very peculiar round coming through right now. Pebzer's gonna plant, but do they know how low he is? Is he gonna bring out the sidearm? Is he gonna have the USP in hand, or is Fenomen going all in? Oh, he's got a deagle right now. This is even scarier. He's gotta hit a shot, and Pebzer's gonna win out. And he's such an ever so important clutch to keep Eyeballers in this game, but this was a weird one.
Well, right there is over-aggression, bit of overconfidence for CYBERSHOKE, very unnecessarily throwing caution to the wind because they have the advantages and they think that they just, you know, can make these bold plays and take advantage of Eyeballers, but in reality, it's Eyeballers penalizing them for this. 5 versus 3 was how this round started off. Fenomen gets 3 kills in total, and then Pepsol just plays that 1v1 really nice. He gets a really good timing coming up heaven, reads into Fenomen, and now we reset ourselves. CYBERSHOKE though, 8 rounds on the city side. That may as well be already done. T-sided game. It's a T-sided map, and if CYBERSHOKE win this pistol round, I think we could be already saying hello to Inferno. Heap has other words, but he only has 1 frag.
Fenomen has 1 too now. P250 comes in clutch for the headshot, long range, and this is only going to be Flusha to try to hold on with a smoke and a diffuse kit out towards the A side. Bomb is heading his direction, but very slowly. They all have all the time in the world right now. CYBERSHOKE, I like how they're playing this late exec towards A. Into the pistol. Smoke is gonna get sent out towards camera side because he knew Flusha was in a bad position, and JW is just trying to use up that last-ditch effort of a smoke. However, Stinix just pushes through heaven, shuts him down, and wins out the pistol round here. So, yeah, Freddy, we're taking a look on down to a pistol round being won by the T side here. CYBERSHOKE should have no worries whatsoever in trying to close this second half out. And now that I think we're gonna get to Nico, can I bring up a small point that I think would make a little bit of sense out here for why Eyeballers were having a good startup after winning out the pistol in the first half and then not really following up anymore. We saw Flusha being very aggressive, trying to open up with those MAC-10 buys. We saw them back-to-back in the initial couple of rounds. And I was having a thought, Golden has been here for 4 months, and he's been IGLing. Flusha comes into the server after a year and a half, and it's a completely different roster besides JW and Pebzor. And he's looking at the team and saying, okay, I'm going to be opening up the game for you guys. I'm going to be entry fragging. I'm going to be taking space. Let's do this. And they win the first 3 rounds. They get confident off of that. CYBERSHOKE start hitting back on the full buy rounds. And Flusha isn't really seen anymore because he's dying a lot in the early times as Eyeballers kind of stay back. So it might be a little bit of a, not an issue in communication per se, but just not being used to each other. But let's take a look at this round. Speaking of Flusha himself, he's going to pick off 2 with a USP in a full USP round. MAC-10 should be coming through and cleaning up these guys, but that is still a lot of damage from pistols only.
Damage is not over as well. Ooh. Now it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Flusha? Ooh, he running. He running for the hills.
Ooh.
He
Boy,
out of there. But, no. Yeah, I mean, like, when you've got a stand-in, you're obviously going to have some issues. Eyeballers chronically play quite a slow T-side with this new roster. Seen some very painful games come out from them. But Flusha was doing well at opening up connector. You know, they put him in not the easiest of positions. Like, playing towards connector and find that position it's not easy as a T side, and he was doing pretty well at getting some openings there, but I don't know, I don't think he was the issue. I think Eyeballers were literally just losing opening kills in different parts of the map just every single round, and now they're going to make sure that isn't the issue as well, because Phenomen, he's been able to be dropped over an AWP as Levantino got 4 kills on the MAC-10. That's an extra $2,400 that he has utilized to bring the big green out, and I would understand why, because of how aggressively and decisively Phenomen was playing on the city side. I'd want him to have the AWP out straight away as well.
100%. Right now, I'm just looking at Golden and JW right now, and I'm thinking that they're dying first almost every single one of these rounds. CYBERSHOKE are having 3 entries. Look at this as well. Just pushes through a smoke. Stinix takes down Golden in a duel that, in a duel that should have never been won out there by him. And this is just CYBERSHOKE taking away the game now. It's literally just them playing their T side, taking duels, winning them out, and it is that individual game. Look at this. Levantino's 15-7. Lovicus as well. Notineki's having no issues whatsoever. Phenomen, we've talked about him to a big extent already. This is just CYBERSHOKE taking away this map.
I mean, CYBERSHOKE aren't even, like, they're not even playing that individually. They're just defaulting. Like,
yeah, exactly. They're not doing anything special.
They're just playing a default, and Eyeballers singly were, well, like, the B aggression was good, but then they just left Pepsor. JW probably didn't have to get aggressive middle, and Golden definitely should have hit that shot on B. But to be fair, I also would not anticipate Stinix to walk for a spot like that. However, look at this fast-paced play. Jumping down from middle, crunching from connector, and attempting to crunch from a main.
Oh my god!
It's all being shut down. Phenomen, after the motto fades, reacts acutely. That was a big kill to get for Notineki. I guess there would have been an instant trade from Levantino, who was also there, but it just makes it so we're in this 3 versus 1, and there shouldn't probably be any issues. AWP can be picked up. CYBERSHOKE should be on 12. Eyeballers, they forced up into this round. They're not going to be rewarded with anything, so they're going to have to go into potentially the final round of Anubis, also purchasing up, and this is not the Eyeballers that we were watching yesterday against Zero Tenacity, not the Eyeballers we've seen all this week, but they do have the asterisks over their head of playing with Flusher instead of their super, they phrased Poi in a very flamboyant way. Ninja, 10 seconds? No. How did they phrased Poi as this, like, the next superstar of,
Swedish CS?
What was it? I recruit 17-year-old Swedish super talent. So yeah, you know, they really speak highly of him. And without him on the server, you can kind of see what happens.
And you wouldn't even think that if you see his usual performance, at least in the past 40 maps that he's played with Eyeballers, right? He doesn't have a bad rating at all, but he doesn't have an amazing one either. It's not like he's going positive with a lot of his KDs, and even, oh my goodness, Golden, Notineki just play around this together. The crunch on down to water, dude, trying to be aggressive. Flesha manages to take down 2. She'd even be able to find the 3rd out here on Stinix, as he's down to low HP. 11 on the board here, brings out the USP. Stinix still somehow alive, goes through a smoke, finally dead. Flesha has to take this one under his own belt, has to do it himself. Timing there for Lovicus, sees them both, spams one down. Flesha finally out, and Levantino's left in 1v2 to try to close out this map, but this had to be brute forced, right? Down onto water, Eyeballers had to go all aggressive, and that could have gone very south very quick if Stinix managed to trade one out there. Out. Levantino's dead. Okay, another round on the board here for Eyeballers.
I mean, Levantino's had a great game, but unfortunately just can't win out that 1 versus 2. Eyeballers, they get around. I'm not too convinced how much this is actually going to help. JW getting the AWP out for the first time in this game on round 18. He's on 4 frags and has been dying towards middle most rounds first. Phenomen's just been all over him.
Not only Phenomen, man. Look, everyone right now for CYBERSHOKE is a big threat. They've been peeking into him, they've been taking him down aggressively, especially on those mid peaks, yes, but down on B before, we got to see him just try his luck and just not connecting on anything. So this is CyberShoke written all over Anubis. But yeah, I'm gonna be very curious towards that gamble pick of Inferno. Oh, Flusha too, down on middle. Had the advantage on that duel. Yeah, Levantino still takes it.
Coming into this series, I was phrasing this as a JW needs to step up because Phenomon, he's been at the top of the scoreboard both times these teams have played each other in recent history, and well, look at the result. Xenix, perfect. Molo holds the spray, but Golden gets away with his life. We see a reaction from Lovicus to try and take space on B because of that. JW was holding for him, but now there is space to be worked from Lovicus, and because of that, we are going to be seeing a rotation with the bomb coming towards B. Golden in a spot above her right now as JW has removed himself from the situation, not close in rotation, and this could be where the game is over. Phenomen lurking with the AWP. As soon as contact's taken towards B, he's going to be able to lurk behind JW, but the AWP is now posted on B main. They do have smokes and utility to block him off, but Golden holds his ground. Notaneki fell. This contact play is going to support the AWP. This contact play just plays perfectly into JW's hand, and the scope's been heard. Or not. I thought they would have heard that. Phenomen, 1 versus 2, and there's not going to be any time. Golden powering in connector. He's done perfectly. 3 kills in this round, and will also kill Phenomen after the time. Missed shot, penalized. Eyeballers, keep alive.
And look at Phenomen now, $350 coming into this round. Woohoo! You can definitely get some food with that, but that's about it. 12-6. How much more do you think Eyeballers have got in the bank right now to show us, to give us into this Anubis? Do you believe in the comeback here, Freddy?
Certainly not.
Okay, that's fair.
No, I don't.
I'll start smoking a little bit of copium if I see 12-9, maybe. But even then,
that's fair.
even then, you know, CyberShoke, I think like they'll put the pedal to the metal if they see those certain numbers go up. JW, stat padding. At least he's doing it nicely. He's been hitting some flicks. But
And
he's
been hitting
ducks on middle.
like he hit that. Like his only AWP shots have come from the last round where they don't smoke him off and like they literally feed him, and then there, just against the ecos. But disjointed economy because Phenomon died after time, so he's still on 2700. No AWP will be purchased for him as well to be dropped over as rather. So CyberShoke, they're gonna have him on a deagle, rest on primary rifles. Normally to be where I'd say they should be able to end it off, but I guess you do have that liability of a pistol on the server and a Galil, so we haven't got the full purchase. But CyberShoke, I think they should be ending this game off any time now, and what they can do is they can just change the pace. Like they've pretty much religiously defaulted. If they throw a fast play, I'd say towards A would have the most success. If they just throw a fast plays towards A, they'd probably just win it out.
I'd say towards middle. To middle, 2A or 2B, wherever they like to. Phenomen, he had that Tech 9. If he just completely rushed it down mids, worked himself up as a bit of a decoy, and just tried to take down JW, I think that would really be putting a big wrench in the plans of Eyeballers on the comeback here. But we shall see, as it looks like they're still going to be religiously defaulting, as per usual.
Don't hate it. Like,
yeah,
I think it's evidently worked and will work. Eyeballers once more trying to find aggression towards B. JW didn't flash for them. Lovicus needs to be a little bit careful. They're getting very aggressive on him, but he gives that distance and isolates Pepsol. Golden still around. However, he's falling very much back, and look how passive both Levantino and also Lovicus are holding their angles and their extremities. They don't care really if they may miss a shot. They just want to create that space and survive, and that's benefiting them so much. 5 versus 4, CyberShoke take a main control. And now towards this A bomb site, Flusher will be rotating in. I think Eyeball is starting to realize that this is going to be a play towards A as Golden clears out canals. CYBERSHOKE full execute. 4 players coming from A main. This grenade did a lot of work. Good damage. And now Levantino trying to activate as the lurk. Heap only good for 1 on the bomb site. 3 players coming from Camera or Broken Wall. Levantino needs to get a move on because they also know now where JW is. Stuck behind the smoke in heaven, soon to be backstabbed. 24 seconds, bomb just gonna get planted, and Levantino, there he is on the lurk. 13 for CYBERSHOKE claimed.
I don't know why the retake was that slow coming through from Eyeballers. They saw the execution coming through. Were they hoping for a fake? Even if it was, no one was still back there towards that B-bomb site. Either way, the map was always going to go the way of CYBERSHOKE after that first half. It was really, really dominant, and now we get to see a CYBERSHOKE that have a great early game now, that already have a map up, are going to be going into a gamble map here for Eyeballers, into Inferno, and yeah, it is really going to be an interesting scenario to be putting Eyeballers to the test even more. They're literally going through a trial by fire right now up against these guys, but also it's not that big of a pressure. I mean, they are in the Swiss round number 1. They are having Flusha substitute in. Even if they fall here, it's not like it's going to be the worst case scenario. They're not going to be out of the tournament. But yeah, Freddy, this is still going to be culminating in for map number 1. Into map number 2, it's going to be Inferno. I think it's going to be exciting, but I also have a sneaking suspicion we're going to have time to talk about it then and there. So we'll be taking a 10-minute break, and we'll be right back with that second map.
Are you sick of just opening cases? Join the events! At each event, you can find special cases from which tokens fall. Tokens are your ticket into a world of unique awards. For tokens, you can buy a skin, premium, or special balance. Try your luck in the skin generator. Also, you can leave your tokens at the token vault, and the more tokens you keep, the better skin you'll get. Add variety to opening cases with Hellcase.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try Skin Place. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom! Instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. Skin Place.
Well, map 1 kind of went how we would have anticipated. I think CYBERSHOKE picking into Anubis, they've looked really strong on it. They've already beaten Eyeballers in very recent history, and they keep up that theme. But now going on to Inferno, Poi will be playing the rest of the series if it goes to a third map Mirage, or if it's just this one map here. We've sorted out all the issues. It is Eyeballers' map pick. It's a map where Eyeballers, when they first came out 2 years ago in 2022, it was their best map. At the end, also at the end of last year, when they had the new roster, before Poi joined, it was one of their best maps, but on recent times, it's fell against their fortune. So the question is, can they try and revitalize themselves coming into map 2?
And the question is also, can they do it out here on Inferno out of all maps? If this was a Mirage, maybe the talk about that third map decider would have been a little easier to have, but now here we do go into Inferno. It is their third most played map, yes, but they haven't had the greatest of results, especially in the past 3 months. So it is going to be interesting to see how CYBERSHOKE, after having won on Anubis, their second most played map out here for Eyeballers, after having done that, how things are going to be looking out here for Inferno. I think it's going to be exciting. However, out here for CYBERSHOKE, everyone was net positive on the KD. Everyone was pulling through big time. And Eyeballers, we cannot really say the same thing, because Flesha, the guys that's getting substitute, was at the top of the leaderboard out here for the Swedes with a 12-19. So, if they don't pull through big time in the numbers department, then I don't see this going apart from history, going astray from that history of 2-0s.
Yeah, well, Flush has got the retired buff. He comes in and owns, but as I mentioned just before you spoke about Inferno, when what I said was that, look, like, they work at this map, and it seems like with Poi, this is the map that has somewhat slipped the net, and I think that does as well lead in with the fact that they aren't just not doing very well in the last 3 months. Doesn't matter which map, they're just in general not doing very well. But if they do go to a third, Mirage is there. It's a map they like to pick into. Again, not necessarily one they win, but they did beat Zero Tenacity on it last night. However, they have lost twice already to Eyeballers. So if it does go to a third, you definitely can lead one narrative of like, okay, it's Eyeballers' map pick as a decider. This is hopeful. But it's also then the narrative of, well, CYBERSHOKE could beat you twice on it. Inferno, though, I can't say I've seen a huge amount of CYBERSHOKE on this map, because, well, they don't tend to play it very often. If I'm not mistaken, they changed their veto. They used to insta-ban Inferno, and then they used to play Nuke. So, coming into this season, they started playing it again. I saw them against Stampy. I sat there and I was like, what's going on? Why, like, where's Inferno come from? And I was like, since when are they playing Inferno now? And it seems like people have been kind of picking it against them. They haven't got too many reps on it. However, I feel like we are just going to see CYBERSHOKE once again take this 2-0 as the game does get live.
Yep, let's head into the map. CyberShoke for Hellcase Cup at the very least, they had like a week or 2 days of like they had a hyperfixation on it because they got picked into it 3 times in a row, and they won once against Stampy, then they lost against Mouse, and then again lost against Stampy. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna be faring on this map. But we shall live and see how things are going to be playing on out. T side for CyberShoke on the start here. Eyeballers are going to be starting out on their CT side of their own map pick. So CyberShoke choose to start off onto the C side, which, with how things have been looking, I think is a fair decision to make. Banana Control already taken completely. Golden, the only anchor out here, as 4 people from Eyeballers are going to be holding in top brackets, and perhaps might be inching their way forwards through middle, but they have to fully check both Rat and second mid. And Notineki jumps up and gets taken down immediately as well. B250. Out here, Phenomen, we've seen him being able to find headshots before, and he found 2 already. One which he didn't even aim for. But it doesn't matter. Golden falls back to CT, and now back to the graveyard. Be a good thing the church is right then and there. Keep Boy, last 2 men standing, 2v3. They do manage to find one onto Levantino. They both start shooting at him. Smoke and the Diffuse get out there onto Poi for the retake, but it's not going to be easy. He's the last man standing, needs to hit 2 clean headshots right now to be able to do this, and he's going to start running out of bullets as well. Needs to reload on that USP, drops down the Smoke. No, he doesn't just yet, checks into Church, and that is going to be his last bell. 1-0, CyberShoke take away the pistol round.
That was one of the retakes of all time. Just I'm really glad we got to see that from Phenomen's perspective, because that was quite amusing. But he gets 2 kills, like, so he does fantastic. And CyberShoke then completely clear out CT and Coffin, so they have that whole primary zone and are able to completely turn their attentions towards Banana, where they also have a Molotov, so it restricts the movement of Eyeballs even further. Even though there was a kit in the smoke, the 1 versus 2 was futile. Eyeballers lose another pistol round. However, they will be clutching back into it. Poi, he's back on the server, but he's not been having the best of times. Double naded, and then sprayed completely blind. Unfortunate for him. Not really much he can do about that, to be honest.
Yeah, not the most fortunate of positions to be in, but that is how the ball is going to turn, how it's going to roll. Phenomen looking in for this double peek, finds one, doesn't expect JW to be in the smoke. Lawficus does, though, shuts them down. Coming through CT, it's going to be the upgraded pistol alongside the SMG to try to do something about this. AK is going to get picked up. Pepsor, run away with it, please. You gotta hold on to this one. The smoke has been laid out for you to cross. And sure, it's gonna be 2-0 out here for CyberShoke. But if Pepsor manages to save away that rifle and keep on the MP9, then at least in the next round, they'll try to go in for damage control. Or at least to try to have a chance at the next round.
Bolsters the next round, ever so slightly. I've seen crazier things done with less, so really? Never know, really.
You never know in general, right? I don't know. I feel like it's been a sentiment that's been here for a good 1.5 years ever since we've gone CS2. You never really know.
Well, I mean, I don't think CS2 has anything to really do with it.
It was the change from...
I think it was always...
right?
Kind of always a thing. I don't think the change of rounds has affected it that much. With the
I feel like it has just because of the pistol. I feel like it has just because of the pistol rounds. Because it changes so much. Like, in the manner that the comeback attempts that get made out here get so much more influence, so much more quickly just because of the pistol rounds. They matter more.
Pistol rounds do matter more. I think actually statistically, I saw something where there hasn't been that much of a change in if you win a pistol round, or if you win both pistol rounds, your statistics to then win the map, it's actually not that different compared to CSGO, which I thought was really interesting, because I thought it was like, I think At the higher levels, I don't think it's as influential. I think the lower levels, it really does dictate a lot, winning a pistol round. But yeah, statistically, it doesn't actually seem to be that much of a difference, which I still was just like, no, that's wrong. I was like, oh, but statistics, fair actually, yeah. But no shenanigans in the last round.
No, none at all. The round gets taken down, and now we move into our first real round of the game for Eyeballers. They've got themselves an AWP on JW. He's gonna peek down on middle. Golden and Boy still holding down to the B-bomb side here, and they are actually going to be employing a little bit more aggressive util. That smoke didn't completely extinguish the incendiary, but now it did, so they're getting a bit of a move on, and Levantino just looking for his opportunity to peek on it with that Mac 10, but he is going to be going straight on down as well. Good trade coming through from Lavicus, takes a lot of damage, however, and because of that now, they're going to be halting their advance towards that B site just for a little bit. Bomb left out rotation. It's probably going to be Phenomen to go pick it up. And do you think they'll be making their way through to the A side here?
And very default T side round would be to end A right now. But Eyeballers, they run into thinking that it's going to be that default. And they're sure, like, you know, probably just save actually if it goes B. But then CYBERSHOKE have realized that it's like reverse psychology. Like, you think we're gonna go A because we're gonna kill B? No, we're gonna go back B. And it is just very standard for teams to end off on B when you're in this 4 vs 4. It's so much easier to get onto the site. Golden's actually fighting for it, and Notaneki initiates himself really early. So there's not gonna be this save. If they're going for it, they're gonna go for the retake. Nade not blowing up the smoke, so JW can't support. He has no flashbangs, and Golden playing in a very open one-and-done position. Can't even get that first. Again, remember, Notaneki's being killed on the lurk, so CYBERSHOKE, they are centered towards this B bomb site. And Eyeballers, all three freely coming from CT and Coffins. One kit on Pepsor.
How is this not scary right now for JW? If he loses out that AWP, straight to Phenomen into the next round. Time ticking away right now. Remember, a single defuse kit, as you mentioned, gets on Pepsor. He does find a great frag, however, traded out immediately by the man we were talking about. Phenomen finds 2. JW, last man standing, needs to go in for the defuse kit. Time ticking away from him. He's picking it up. He's going in for it. He's going to be doing the trick with the defuse and the AWP. Does he have time? No, he does not. Had to try it. They had to try it. It was close.
I mean, Phenomen plays that perfectly. He doesn't even mean to dodge that second flashbang as well. Like, he goes to peek towards Coffins, and then in the process, dodges the flashbang that was thrown by Pepsor. So, really nicely done from Phenomen. He kind of is the hero of that round. Like, he has to be. He has no other choice. And him getting 2 is just enough. Notaneki, I'm pretty sure, was in the clutch at the end there. Just survives. I mean, he dies, but like he doesn't. He does well enough. He doesn't run straight through. And I think if he didn't die straight away, then there might have actually been time for a defuse. But CYBERSHOKE, they benefit so much more from winning the round and everyone dying than Eyeballers do. So you can see it's emulated by the economy. No real purchase here for Eyeballers. Just a few pistols and seeing if Golden get a bit cheeky with his flashbang. Ooh, this would be good timing. Smoke's still there, no.
Okay, finds 1 for now. Looks in for the second. Gonna back away. Lamantino takes on the guy behind him, and that could have been an opportunity for Poi to find the second, but even if he did, would have gone on over to that B-bomb site. The bomb is still on rotation though, so they do have time to kind of just peek on in here to CT. Flash comes through, doesn't actually get taken up by Heap, so he's gonna be able to find Lovicus. Take him out, make this one a 3v3, but look at his HP, he's down to 5. Looking in to try to pick up the rifle from the ground perhaps, or instead just leaving the P250 to go up on Flower. He's going to be able to find the frag on Stinix, and suddenly, this round actually might get a little bit scary for the CYBERSHOKE side, but here comes the complete lineup for Phenomen. Again, another hero round. Well, not hero round, but another great multi-frag coming through from Phenomen.
I mean, he kind of is the hero of that round, because he saves Notaneki. The bomb does get tapped, so Notaneki does anticipate for the aggression to come through the smoke while the bomb's being planted when they get that sound cue. I was a little bit conscientious that if you look at Phenomen's positioning, he wasn't actually able to completely react to the Coffin's push straight away. Like, look at this. So they come through, and then he's able to turn the corner, and they've already like kind of cleared close right. You know, they've checked, no one's there, and he gets this really nice instant timing. But CYBERSHOKE 5-0 on their T side. It's not, they haven't been doing it cleanly, but they still have a pretty good economy to fall back on. I like this apartment setup from JW. You've got 3 players towards the B bomb site, playing very passively towards A. CYBERSHOKE identify the 3 players here, and now spot out the AWPer. However, that might, I was going to say it might slow them down, but actually going to push them forward, because JW, still in apartments. This is so scary. Smoke, they're going to abuse it. They are right next to it. And these entries, they are quick as you like.
These calls, man, to just go all in once they have just that tiny bit of information, they completely gamble. If JW repeat into that one, they were all lined up. That could have been a collateral, and the round would have been so much heavier to deal, so much harder to deal with, right? But they took that gamble. It was a pretty easy one to win out, and they just ran it down. Literally ran it into the A site, won it out. 6-0 now, Freddy, and this they couldn't have asked for a better start on Inferno. This T side. Also, the fact they were allowed to start on the T side, right? I mean, not allowed. They chose to start on the T side. I felt like that was a really good idea too. Here it is. 6-0.
Also, I was doing some, because I've never actually looked at the old 1.6 Eyeballers roster, and I now like realize why it was such a prominent name. Like they had DSN, who's been poised as one of the greatest authors of all time from Sweden. Khan, who won the first major as a coach, also won loads of majors in 1.6, and also like is like I think head of Fnatic, or he does something big with Fnatic. Wally as well, known as one of the best 1.6 players, now runs Elite Clan. Like you've got so many very like accomplished players, and I think it always takes me back when I take a look down the annals of time, and let's see, Eyeballers back from 2008. They lay dormant till 2022, and unfortunately in this round they're also laying dormant.
Very dormant indeed. That was Lovicus through smokes and a full flash, managed to spray 2 down and win this round out too. So, there you go. And even on skirmishes throughout the entirety of the map, Stinix is still able to take Eyeballers down without the bomb even being planted. They've got a full B bomb site ready and opened up, and they're still taking in these fights, and they're still winning most of them. Stinix out there was about to find another one. Pebzor falls down to half HP, connects on the headshot. Lovicus could trade him out. But yeah, this is just overwhelming coming from the side of CYBERSHOKE. And yes, it is nice to look down old memory lane there. I did not know, actually, that Eyeballers was that stacked. I knew they were a very prominent name in 1.6, but I didn't know why. So, thank you for enlightening me. There you go. That is very cool to find out.
I was actually in Sweden at an event when the day they came out, because they played in the Svenska Elite Series, and I was at an event in south of Sweden in a cup championship, and the social media manager for Eyeballers was at our event. So that was cool. I actually didn't know who, I wouldn't have known who Eyeballers were back then as well. But no, it was cool to see them. It was cool seeing them come back in, but then like, I don't know, they literally have no really redeemable results. I think like have they even won? Like have they actually even won like an Elite Series, for instance?
Miss Eyeballers?
Like, okay, they won the Svenska Cup Open in 2023, and then they won the Elite Series that I think they actually was the first time that they like became Eyeballers. So that was in June. Yes, they won that, and they won a tournament last year. But apart from that, they've not won regionally, and they've honestly not done a huge amount. Like I guess they qualified for ESL Challenger, but I think they're actually about to lose their spot as well, or they're gonna have to fight through regulation, because they're 0-3 or 0-4, and then won against Zero Tenacity last night.
Yeah, they're getting through a couple of open qualifiers as well, but
Are they?
mostly. They did back to, like last year, especially with the CCT and stuff. Yeah, Thunder Pick, Esports World Cup, and even then they were like 9th or 16th, so they actually didn't.
Oh, so they didn't. Oh, okay. So they didn't really do
Yeah,
much
yeah.
in the. Yeah.
No,
okay.
no. Yeah, I was just looking through their past stuff. Yeah, since it looks like their best out here for Eyeballers in CSGO and CS2 was 2022 actually. Wow. Again.
This is probably their best roster they have as well, ironically.
Yes. I
Apart from Golden.
would agree.
I don't know why he's there.
Okay, what other Swedish IGL would you want then?
ZTR.
Okay. That would be fair. I could see it. But oh, man, this is demolition. They're leaving the bomb in spawn almost every single round. They're just taking these guys down. Pure aim-wise. Another Swedish player that came up on my feed very randomly was, oh, I want to see this. Wait, Pepzor, you're not random. You're finding a 3K in the first round on the board here for Eyeballers, possibly. Notineki needs a big clutch to just bring this back. And he's got the flank ready for it. Oh, this could actually be working. No way. No way. Okay.
How have they
Golden
won
finds
this
a second
round?
frag.
How have they
Yes.
won this round? What?
Pepzor. That's all you need to know.
How
Pepzor.
is he just? How have they? They had what 3 versus 5 or 5 versus 3 rather. I don't know how they throw that away. That's a big choke from CYBERSHOKE, and they actually almost lost it last round. I feel like maybe they just need to be a bit more assertive with taking the bomb, getting the bomb down, and not playing these late rounds isolated.
I mean, past 3 rounds, we've seen the bomb spawn more than we've seen it. Oh, on the side, but this is why. Right, they're just being so aggressive. They don't know when the bomb is gonna fall because Lobicus is literally limit testing Eyeballers right now. How far can he push them without being traded? And he's already found one down on car. Phenomen has already opened up middle. There's a single player down on A right now, and I think CYBERSHOKE have figured it out because they're all ready to execute, basically. Phenomen, back behind you. No way! Does he hit that? That is absurd.
Oh, point. He's the
Okay.
super talent from Sweden.
Yes,
Show us what
show
you've
me
got,
what-
buddy.
Okay.
Oh, for some reason, I don't know why, but my brain processed that as Phenomen got one tapped. Don't know why, but
Because
okay.
He flicked around.
Yeah, I
boy.
think the flick and the action made my brain process that it was like he had
Yeah.
died.
No, it's
But
just one of
no.
them things, man.
Yeah. Also, what a round! Like, he just goes and kills everyone.
14-4, right? Lobicus 11-5, and
What is it
I-
with AWPers coming out of this
I don't
region?
know.
Like, you've got Grix and Phenomen. Never heard of these guys, like, 3 weeks ago. And they're dropping 1.2s consistently.
And in such a way too, right? I mean, Phenomen, I was literally about to mention Draken from Sweden out here for Eyeballers because he just popped up on my feed randomly today, yeah. Draken, and he had those flicks, man, that I'm seeing right now from Phenomen. I don't know why
Did you
my
not
brain
know
is
this
connecting
before?
them. Oh, I did. Of course I did
Draken's
know.
30-degree window.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
window. I didn't know this before, but I got reminded of it on the feed today, and now I'm seeing Phenomen pull off like big flicks, and I was like, wait a minute, that seems.
I can't remember who we were watching, but I had a discussion with someone about how if you're a Swedish AWPer, you must have 30-degree window flicks. What AWPer was it? I can't remember who it was, but it's Silence. It was Silence. We were literally watching Silence. He was missing absolute sitters, and then would hit
Right.
these like really nice shots. And we were like, it's a Swedish thing. It's not a Draken thing. It's a
It's
Swedish
in the
AWPer
water.
thing.
It's in the water.
It's in the water, whatever they feed. Whatever they feed them. But right now, speaking of the Swedes, they've actually encircled Banana. Eyeballers, they completely have the read. CYBERSHOKE have taken their time, and because of it, this could be their downfall. First player drops. Flashbang actually maybe saves their life, because Heap gets completely blinded. Phenomen though, oh, he has to hit this shot. He doesn't know there's 2 players behind either. He's gonna get this one. Oh no! What? He flicks up on the Heap. There were 5 players here. 4 Eyeballers. Pepstore still coming in from Banana, but the bomb's gonna get planted. 2 versus 3. Eyeballers, they have a kit on JW, but they know where he is. And Phenomon still holding for Banana. Pepsor, does he just smoke out Dark? Yeah, he does. But guess what? You've got Phenomon holding the cross. Flashbang forces him off momentarily, and Phenomon actually in a bit of a difficult position where he doesn't want to peek out. So this will kind of come down to Lovakiss. Unfortunately, though, for Eyeballers, they don't force the issue. Like, if they had pushed Lovakiss there, then potentially they would be able to isolate the duel, especially with Notaneki smoked in Dark. But CYBERSHOKE, they lose this opening kill. There's 5 players on B. I buy Heap. My god.
Phenomon is literally a living highlight reel in this game.
He's a living highlight reel, period.
Period, yes. That is insanity. My goodness here, Freddy. 9-1. And we thought Anubis on the first half was dominant. Oh my goodness, that is insane. And it's off the back of only 2 players out this time for CYBERSHOKE. It's Lovakiss and Phenomon, and finally, the man can bleed. He's dead.
He can sleep.
For a round.
He can sit back and be like, guys, can you win without me? Like, can you do it without me for 1 round?
Oh my god.
God, I wish my Orpers did this. Dexy, if you're listening, grow up and start shooting back, please.
Start taking Phenomon's crosshair, please.
His crosshair on the AWP.
Yeah. Just take his view model. Take everything you can. Become Phenomon.
Take his morning routine. Take his diet. But look, you still have Lovakiss 15-5, and Eyeballers, they actually have the read of. Oh, I haven't seen JW with a Mag 7 for ages. Oh, no way. How has he got? So he's got in Boiler and kind of walked past and like slipped the net. Everyone's past each other like ships in the night. So JW has no idea that they have gone up long or in apartments. He thinks he's cleared all of this out, but they equally do not know about him. Now the smokes come down and the utilin, and JW's like, wait, there's people long in apartments? So he activates. This could be definitely. Oh, are they gonna hold for him? They're not gonna hold for him. But the range. Oh, he has to pull out the USP. They know where he is now. But look at all this confusion. Pepsor already on the scene. There's nade, big damage, and a kill. Not an Eki though. He can maybe play around Pip. They might not expect him. 2 versus 2. Pepsor now conjoined with Heap. Both retaking from short. Not an Eki. Great reposition to mini pit. And this reposition could be all, but he 1 versus 1 connects the headshot, and Eyeballers finally post another round on the board.
Enough time as well, I think. There you go, 10-second defuse kit should be going through. And oh my goodness, I was about to say, how do CYBERSHOKE bring that back 2v4? They were about to, they were really close. Heap was almost about to peek in just after the second one down on short, but he does manage to find the trades, he does manage to find the kills, and saves the day here. Well, saves the day maybe is a lot, because it's still going to be 9-2. However, Pepsor, great nade, great timings out here, CYBERSHOKE. I think they played it well too, just came down to this 1v1 out from Cynics. I think if he just tucked head and waited, perhaps, well, he wouldn't have known if there was a defuse kit in play or not, but that would have been a big gamble. Anyway, last round of the first half here, Freddy. 9-3 or 10-2? What do you expect with Golden pushing through smokes now? Okay, there you go. Levantino's gonna pull up first. But Lovakiss is also in a position to trade, and Poi is the second man there. Wacky rounds.
No, honestly, when like, I think, oh, this is gonna sound really mean. One of the worst games of Counter I've ever watched in my life. It was Guild Eagles versus Eyeballers, and mate, it was one of the most insane best of 3s I've ever watched in my life. Like, both teams just it was so bad. And it went like overtime, all 3 maps. Like, it just never ended. It was the last day of Overpass or something like that. Or like the last week of Overpass. Like, so the update had happened, and it was like the final game or something like that of Overpass. And we stopped and went, thank the Lord that map is out. But I trust Eyeballers to give me wacky Counter-Strike, and I trust CYBERSHOKE to give me some fun, sharp shooting. Poi, this is an uncomfortable position to be in. He's already got one, but Molo, grenades. He doesn't get another. However, he bides the time and allows for Pepsor to rotate in. Eyeballers 3 rounds on their CT side of their map pick. I don't think that's enough.
2 of which have been won by Pepsor, by the way. So, if you didn't get to see this man in play right now, then I don't think we would have actually gotten to see any rounds coming through from Eyeballers, just because of the fact that there were clutches most of the time, besides this last round. So, yeah, CYBERSHOKE, absolutely insane. Phenomen and Lovicus are just a different type of breed, apparently, here on Inferno. They're going to be moving to that CT side as well. They're not going to be poised to try to take initiative anymore. They're just going to sit back, relax, wait for the side pushes to happen, and just literally try to out-aim Eyeballers into these sides most of the time. Now, we have seen comebacks in the first best of 3 that we got to cast here today. We have seen an attempt on Anubis. I don't know if it's going to happen here, but that is not the start you'd want if you're boy or golden. My goodness, Lavicus, how many more do you want to give us? That's as easy as it gets. Literally as easy as it gets for CYBERSHOKE.
Wait, that was a pistol round?
Yeah.
Oh.
You blinked, I know you missed it, but yeah.
I missed it. I was taking a sip of water and I look up and the round's over. Right?
Exactly.
What happened? Wait, what just happened?
Just push down middle, Lavicus knows how to shoot better than anyone on the server, and yeah.
Fact, yeah. Kind of like, don't really need anything else, do you, right? It's just like...
Click heads, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I know, at this point in time, we can't even say anything else besides this is just...
Remember
I
how
don't
we were
even know what to
delayed?
call it. Yeah, we're not
We
delayed.
were delayed by, like, an hour.
Yeah.
And now, we're actually going to be finishing early. Oh, actually, no, I've jinxed it now. Okay. CYBERSHOKE, they're gonna
break
just
down, they're gonna
troll.
cry. Lavicus is
They're
gonna
gonna
get out of
break
the
down.
server. Phenomen is gonna play
Pistol's
pistols
gonna
only.
pop off. Yeah.
Okay.
We need to study the downfall of Pepsor. Like, by the way, like, I love Pepsor. I think he's such a good player. And he went from, like, also, Heap does not get the recognition. I thought Heap was gonna be insane. I remember on Dignitas, like, I was talking to Hausdorff about it. Hausdorff was like, he's insane. He's so good. And everyone I speak to, he's amazing. All that stuff. And it's like, maybe it's best for, like, Peps or Heap if they go international. Because I feel like they're being... I really think Pepsor and Heap could do so much more than
You think?
what Eyeballers produce. And I
They're being
honestly, Toy
restricted.
is one of those ones where I'm like, I don't even know. Cause this is actually my only second time ever watching him. Like, when he got picked up, I was like, oh, okay. I can't say I've watched loads and loads of him. I know he's got some experience in Lil Mix in the regional scene, but like, I really hope we do see a rejuvenization of Eyeballers, because for the last 2 years I've just been saying the exact same thing and nothing's really changed. CYBERSHOKE, they come out of nowhere, inexperienced players, bit of experience across the board, splattered, but like not masses, right? And then they're just in form, and you can see how confident they are, like these brazen plays, the XM just going mental. But does get shut down. Wait, Notaneki's on 24 HP. They might not clear him though, and that's also the ball.
We did not
Golden
see
should
that.
be dead. Why is Golden alive? There's also a smoke down Moto. It's a 2 versus 2.
There is no kit. Lovicus making noise. They should know about someone towards short. I'm not sure. Yes, spotted. Golden on the bomb site. Tech 9. Spotted, eliminated. Okay, that got very scary. And with the bomb down, Eyeballers might repurchase. Well, they can't. Like, yeah, they're probably gonna want to fight for regulation.
Okay, and it's 11-3. CYBERSHOKE have had enough full gun rounds to show us they can out-aim Eyeballers at this moment in time. Yes, it did get a little bit finicky down towards there for Notaneki, but besides that, I do not have an issue with that. It was a force buy round. We saw the XM pull through, what, 2-3 kills down there towards apartments? I think 2. So, they're fine. CYBERSHOKE are just showing what they're made of. Eyeballers, I don't know. It's... I do agree. Heap, I think, is a great player. He was an amazing prospect like a couple of months ago. Pebs, not even more than that. And even still now, I would say. Pebzor is a great player indeed. I feel like they're being restricted out here with the current lineup that they have, but not necessarily because like the individuals are bad, because of just how it's working. I don't know, I feel like they need a refresher, they need a change up. We'd see better performances out of
They have changed.
everyone.
Like they've kind of
Yeah.
actively gone out of their way to change their roster. And like I thought it was for an upgrade, but apparently not.
Well, they are going for everyone that gets dropped out of Fnatic, so maybe in a couple of months we'll see
Okay.
new additions. I'm
There's a
joking.
bit of legacy there with Golden and JW. Pepsor was a Fnatic Academy, and he only really played Fnatic for like 1 or 2 tournaments. Did win a trophy at that time though, with big
Yeah.
old Mezzy.
True. Okay, round number 15. Could call this an attempt at a full buy. It is a forced buy. With whatever cash they got remaining, we're gonna get to see a couple of Galils, AK on the half HP heap from a nade. And they will be struggling to get through this banana hold right now. Lovicus is a scary man to deal with, and that's why Heap is gonna fall down first. He pushed him with a flash. Poi wasn't really having it. Took away the AK, ran with it. That's gonna be the bomb as well. Hopefully getting down to middle, but Poi is doubling back. Hoping to be able to catch one off guard. And the XM of Stinix is back in play. Okay. That's 12, Freddy. Well,
And that was a buy influenced by a bomb plant. 12-3 eyeballers. It's been a non-starter. Heat that oven up, because eyeballers, they are getting cooked.
charred right now, at least for this best of 3. But it's again history repeating itself. This will be the fourth best of 3 out here for CYBERSHOKE to be able to beat the Swedes.
Well, third with this roster. Third in like
Third with this roster,
it's fourth historically, but it's third within the last 25 days, which I think is the more notable point.
Third this month, which is already weird that it happened the third time. The second time you're like, okay, third time? That's tough. And this is their most dominant performance as well, by the way, up against Eyeballers to date. 13-7, possibly going into 13-3 with this buy.
It's been a pretty easy performance from them.
Has been. It's been a very...
Ooh, that's an opening kill. That potentially is the nail in the coffin.
a big one for sure.
5 versus 4 eyeballers, all centered around this A-bomb site, all trying to break this open, but the XM, I love how confident they are. Like, that confidence has misled them at times, but right now, the conviction
He's
surging through their veins. JW, last alive, spotted with the life of Levantino, but it's the 11th hour, and CYBERSHOKE will join the Young Ninjas in the 2-0 bracket, as Eyeballers join Permitter in the 1-1 bracket here in CCT Series 8 Main Swiss for Season 2.
We're not gonna have 2 Swedish teams go up the ladder here into the Swiss stage. Instead, we are gonna be having CYBERSHOKE moving up the rankings even more. Now remember, back on Season 7, Season 2, CCT7 out here, we did have CYBERSHOKE also go 3-0 into their group stages, into the Swiss stages. So this is just them trying to do it again. And I think for now, they're doing an amazing job, only 1 away from hitting those playoffs. But until then, Freddy, we have kind of finished our deal out here for the best of 3s for the day. I had fun, even though there were 2 zeros coming into this one, and this last one was definitely very dominant. I feel like we watched a lot of highlights coming in from Lovicus and our good old boy here, Fenomen. The flicks were crisp, definitely cooked. So now, we've got 2 more best of 3s to go out here for the day. Team Space versus Endpoint, and Aurora Youngblood versus Illuminar. Any quick predictions?
Team Space sucked the other day when I watched them, so Endpoint and then Aurora Youngblood are looking pretty good, and Illumina, I honestly can't remember the last time I even saw them on a score on a schedule sheet, for instance, and I think that's just an embodiment of like the lackluster performance. So I think Endpoint and Aurora Youngblood, but that next game is gonna be it's gonna be a game, I'll tell you that. That's gonna, but not for the good reasons. I think I like, as much as I love Endpoint, they've been struggling, and Space kind of in that same manner.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I think both teams are gonna be interesting to go up against the other, so I definitely recommend you guys take a look onto that one as well. But even though we had a 1 hour delay period, we are still ahead of schedule for now. In 40 minutes, you guys should be able to see that game live as well. And, well, me and Freddy are gonna have to bid you a farewell. Overall, though, I've enjoyed the games. GG's to all the sides taking place right now. Young Ninjas, CYBERSHOKE, gonna meet each other in the 2-0 bracket. So that is also gonna be pretty damn interesting. Freddy, any closing statements out here for the day?
We're chilling. We're playing very well. CYBERSHOKE, Young Ninjas, very well done. And we won't see you after the break. There'll be a new set of cheers. And I hope you guys enjoy. Go grab a snack, go grab some water, and come back in about 25 minutes for that next game.
You look into your inventory and there's only... It's time to forget about this garbage. Here you will find everything to play with really cool skins. Open top cases. Upgrade dropped skins and turn your junk into a cool gun using the contract system. Every day, thousands of people upgrade their inventory with us. Hellcase.com. Look at yourself in a new way.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try Skinplace. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom! Instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. Skinplace.